a man a decent pension in his old age is not a detriment to society. That's phony, and it's contradictory. Make the man a whole man and you make a better society. Your strength is based on what you produce for the rank and file and how you produce it with them. The more they are involved in that production, the stronger you are. The more they feel a part of the union, the stronger they are.
Any equipment in the park department, whether it be in forestry, in the shops, or out in the field, the trucks belong to the motor vehicle operators. That's their title in the city of New York, to drive all equipment for the city of New York. You have a man get $13,000 driving a vehicle which is out of title, and a man is sitting down $7,000, that's all he gets for a starting salary. A motor vehicle operator. Why doesn't the city put a motor vehicle operator on that truck for $7,000 rather than have a man that's a qualified tree surgeon, $13,000 riding behind a wheel of a truck, driving a truck? What is he doing that for? Now let's get that straight. Every negotiation we have motor vehicle operators hired for. Why do we have motor vehicle operators hired for? Do we hire forestry men to drive trucks, or do we have motor vehicle operators? We have motor vehicle. That's your interpretation of a crew service. I'll take and show you a truck down there that's 20,000 pounds. That's a motor vehicle operator. It's a responsibility to drive through a city street, and you have to have a professional man behind that wheel. You're not a professional. Let's get something straight. Listen to me. Who's not a professional? You're not a professional. I'm a professional driver for the city of New York. I had to take an examination. I had to pay. You are a civil servant. Now, Tom Lawyer, you know this for a fact. I brought this out before the Department of Personnel 3 years ago when I went to a meeting. And she told me that she was going to look into this and have some things taken care of. Not a thing was done. Go around the city of New York and see what's being done in the park department because of lack of coverage. And you got your laborers that belong in these playgrounds driving the vehicles all over the city of New York. Now get them off the truck, save money, and get the place straight. Now, wait a second. What are you going to do about that?
You know what he's saying here? Seriously. It's a beautiful boy. I know it's a beautiful productivity.
I had a court case back in 66.
Both productivity.
Productivity, baby. I'll save you money without productivity. I'm saving you cash.
Beautiful. You're saving money.
I'll say you can.
Like some of those fire officers driving in City Hall, double of the MVO guys, and they sit on their ass much better because they got bigger behinds.
Right. Yes, that's right. Oh, I watched yours spread too.
Let me say this to you.
As I said before, you don't have it in your contract. Every time you come into negotiations, you want that provision in, and the city will not agree to it. You got sanitation vehicles, big guns, they're playing against the wall, not getting anything. They're playing against the wall, Tom, and you got 3 laborers that should be in different parts departments working, and you got them running around the city doing nothing. Doing nothing.
I think a very important point is made here. Efficiency and productivity works both ways. Some of the most inefficient practices come from you guys. I have to tell you about the hard course drivers. Jerry was just mentioning it to you. Now, it seems to me if we want to get one house in order, we already got them all in order. If you don't want him sitting on his belt, we don't want a $13,000 or $12,000 a year man driving the vehicles. Maybe efficiency from your side can match efficiency from our side.
Now, let's go a little further in that. On some of these small agencies, we only have a few MVOs, and they drive a commissioner or maybe a deputy. Majority of the time, he's just sitting in the office. And when he sits in the office, he don't sit by himself. He's sitting and he talks to somebody else. So I don't have just one person doing nothing. I end up with 2 people doing nothing.
You save these fellas driving these big commissioners and sitting on their butt doing nothing. Nothing different with you. I've been doing it for 19 years, and I'm in sanitation. I've been driving the big bosses. I've been bringing people to and from. That car never stands still. Every time an MBO wants to do something, just give me a remote production. We're being stopped by somebody else. It's not our job. You're not supposed to do it. So we're trying to show productivity. Wonderful, you're doing it.
That's what we want. But everybody isn't like you or your age.
No, don't pass away with me. My whole MBO in-house sanitation.
Well, there, anyway. For Christ's sake, I want to move on. You're holding it on. Let's get it clarified. We don't only fight. But I can Mr. Laura, what does it mean? So simple. I just want the meaning. One second. One clarification. He's under the opinion that his chauffeur sits on his butt. Now, hold on a second. Just a minute. Come on, Tom. Answer this one. Did you ever drive a truck around the city of New York? Try it someday and see if you're sitting on your butt doing nothing.
Hold it a minute. You are a wild group, you are.
But you're right, we are.
You are a wild group.
We are. God damn it.
One of the conflicts people talk about is the fact that the unions are asking for more money while the city is starving. If the unions didn't ask for more money, the city would still be starving. Don't people realize this? That the reason for the bankruptcy has nothing to do with the workers? That there are non-unionized cities that are going down the drain? Don't they know what's happening to the cities? That enough money isn't coming in, that there's an $81 billion war budget? That you just can't build enough schools? That you just don't have the health services? What in the hell has that got to do with $7,000 a year for a hospital worker? Everyone knows it's nonsense. That they play the game. We talk about increased efficiency and productivity. Well, it'll have to start with the mayor first, who's terribly inefficient. And then let's work it out. And you know something? You'll get all the increased efficiency, all the increased productivity, and you won't get gigantic wage increases. Guess what? There will not be enough money to run the cities. Because the real contradiction, the real disparity, is people want more and more service, more cops on the beat, smaller classrooms for their kids, better highways, and then when it comes to paying for it, to hell with it. I spend more time worrying about enough income in terms of the city and the city services and where we go, as I do on almost anything else in the union spectrum. It's becoming ridiculous. You know, it's stuff the members don't see. It's hard to convey. It's the most critical aspect now of our work. Unbelievable. And we need a positive program. Except because the time is short and the legislators are always in session, you got to catch them where they are, in the hallways, in the John, anywhere. Sometimes I can have the leisure of meeting them in the office and sitting down and really having a long conversation, but that's very rare indeed. I was telling John, seriously, I was just saying that we come down to this poll every year with the same crisis that your chief executive visits on us. Seriously, Tom, when the hell is this going to stop? There's got to be some sense to a budget in this damn town.
I agree that from the outsider looking in, it looks like complete chaos because of the combination of several factors. Not only inflation, but unemployment, which obviously made the anticipated revenues go way out of whack, and the general problem of increasing local government and state government costs that can't possibly be met by their tax base.
But I really, I don't know how we can have a hodgepodge tax system where you don't set up a progressive income tax thing, where the thing isn't levied one on the other. Sorry, I really am, Tom. I just don't know what the hell's going on.
I agree with you. That whether we like it or not, the progressive tax, which would be obviously an income tax, is too rough for us now because we've got the highest progressive tax in the country. Your own members are best paid, best pension plans.
Almost had the best pension plan.
But still, you're way ahead of comparable workers elsewhere. It's
in the private area, not in the public.
Probably a tribute to your leadership, but also a tribute to the political clout that your group has had. And this has complicated our problem. It's complicated the problem in New York City. We're sending too tough a pay.
Seriously, where are we going in this session?
Very frankly, this session, the governor's got the only viable plan that should be enacted. There's no alternative.
The bill is being decided.
Yeah.
It's getting worse and worse and worse and worse each year. Then where do we go with it? You see, this is my point.
Well, I want to be very brutally frank with you, Vic. I think that you would be the first one to realize, you and John Corcoran, who practically live here with us, that if we had a Democratic majority or a Democratic governor, you wouldn't be faced with these kind of ridiculous and backward problems that we face here.
We ain't got one, Stanley.
That's true.
We ain't got one. So, in terms of your political needs for this next election, the governor screwed up because he didn't give us a decent tax package, so he has to tax in an election year. Maybe the name of the game is to let it be his tax package with our amendments that might take care of it.
Now, if we were to do as you suggest, which is to buy the governor's package.
No, I didn't suggest that. I said to take a piece of it and then add on at least part of your own program.
Well, if we can add on, that's all right, but our tax rate now in New York is 14%.
You want to make it 14 to 17.
Right.
So stick it with this one.
Well, we are.
But stick it, what I'm trying to say is to stick it on top of this package, Al.
Neither one of us have the power to make the final decision.
Yeah, but the question is, who does the governor be and who do you guys be, Joe? And see, this is the point.
If we can avoid the catastrophes that we're all concerned about, I am willing to talk. And I will.
What's up?
The session started.
I think we better get out of there.
I want to wish you nothing but the best.
And a happy year.
But I fear the worst. I have lots of disagreements and arguments with my friends and colleagues in the labor movement. They see the legislative process, political issues, from a narrow bread and butter stance. Understandable in a way. They've gotten bed for their members, and this is a very, very important mark of success. But because of it, they've strayed away from the social issues, the real issues of our time. What's going on in the black community, the discontent of the kids.
Yep. You sit around on your hump and do nothing. I'm going straight to the mayor's office, dog. Straight to the mayor's office. Meow, meow, meow. Hurricane Malt Liquor is absolutely refreshing and fucking delicious. 0 WB foam. Up yours, Reginald.